Good evening, guys. I'm so glad you're here and you're here to take notes. We are going to be talking about solving polynomials in factored form. We look at that today and we compared it to standard form. And factored form is the one with the parentheses, big picture here. And other big picture, why are we doing this, is because remember our landmarks. When we look at this factored form we're looking at a quadratic. We are now solving for a landmark the x-intercept. So this factored form will tell us these two landmarks, or one, because it could cross at one. Big picture, that's what factored form is for. Let's get started with vocabulary. Our essential question is, what landmark, hint, hint, nudge, nudge, I just answered it, are you solving for when a quadratic equation is in factored form? The reason we're solving in factored form, if we set it equal to 0, we're going to use this zero product property, and we're going to solve for x, which is your, right here, x-intercepts. The answers to this zero product property are called roots, and that's just another name for x-intercepts, specifically in a quadratic. Roots, x-intercepts for quadratics. If you ever look in your graphing calculator and you came across this word roots, that's what a root is, okay? Let's get started with examples. Example 1. This whole time we're going to use this zero product property, okay, and we're going to solve for roots. That is the easiest way to solve the equations essentially for x, which are, in this case, x-intercepts. What do we know about the zero product property is that anything times 0 is 0. So this x, if it's 0, we don't care what's going on here. The answer is going to be 0, and vice versa. If this is 0 here, we don't care about what's going on here because the answer is going to be 0. So we're breaking this out into two equations, okay? There's 2 points in which x is 0, okay, on which get us that 0 answer. So we're looking at x equaling 0 here and x plus 8 equaling 0 here. So the roots, the x-intercept of this quadratic is x equals 0 and, take away 8 from both sides, x equals negative 8. Big picture, solve the equation, 2x answers, there you go. X equals 0 and negative 8. Technically, we would like to flip-flop this so it's a negative 8 and then 0. Ordering matters. All right, again, number 2, we're using that zero product property. Anything times 0 is 0. Okay, breaking this up to 3t equals 0 and t plus 2 equals 0. So when is this going to be 0? Divide by 3, divide by 3 when t is 0. Okay, 0 divided by 3 is 0. Take away 2, take away 2. This is going to be 0 when t is negative 2. So the solution to the t's is t equals negative 2 and t equals 0. What did we just find out? That this quadratic, whatever it looks like, crosses at negative 2 for x and 0. Okay, so those are its x-intercepts. Big picture, that's what you're getting. All right. Solving an equation for z now. So when this multiplication right here is 0, the answer will be 0. 0 minus 4 equals 0. And then when this multiplication here is 0, 0 minus 6 equals 0, that's when our answer is going to be 0. Add 4 to both sides and z equals 4. Add 6 to both sides and z equals 6. Again, using the zero product property is how we get this. So there's your two answers. X-intercepts, roots. Last example, we're looking at when it's squared, okay? And what does that mean? That means b plus 7 times b plus 7 equaling 0. These are the same things, and there's only going to be one answer, and then that is when b is equal to what plus 7 is 0? Negative 7. Okay, and that's the x-intercept, the root. All right, go ahead and take a look at these on your own problems. Pause your video, okay? Resume when you're ready to check your answers. Thanks for pausing your video. I threw you a curveball over here when I looked at these ones. When you looked at these ones, you had two steps. You had to do 2y minus 8 equals 0 and 3y minus 2 equals 0. And you had to go through and actually do one more step to find out what y was. And your last step was to divide by 2, okay? And y equals 4. And then this one you had to go through and you had to divide by 3, which got you a fraction. And you want to leave it like that, 2/3. It's okay when it goes to 2/3. Here's what you should have gotten. Oh, wait, where's my answers? I had the answers there. Here, I'll pull them up this way. Here's what you should have, okay? Be careful with problem number 5. This one has 3 solutions. Technically not a quadratic. This is a different shape, but the principle is use that zero product property, find where the x-intercepts are. All right, now what landmark are you solving for? Your checkpoint is up and ready. I hope you guys are having a good night. This was a short video. Enjoy. Have a good night. Bye, guys.